Okay, so hi everyone who's maybe listening to the recording. We have Caroline with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of
Um,
course.
I guess we'll just get started then with the questions. Um, so the first one is they're kind of going in chronological order. So you attended and graduated FIT. What is one skill you learned or experience you gained from FIT that you feel helped prepare you for transitioning into the workforce?
It's way too many to be able to just say one. But I think the real industry experience is unmatched. Being able to actually have professors like Professor Cohan, who has been in the industry and is just so at the center and the core of the innovation, and having that pulse, and just real guidance, is just invaluable. And then also, like, FIT students have so many internships and opportunities available, to us. So just, yeah, taking advantage of all of those was just so helpful.
Yeah, thank you. I think being in New York, all of our great professors are something that really makes FIT stand out.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Okay, so our next question is, what is one thing that you wish you knew before graduating that would help you transition into the workforce?
Um, I guess that it's okay if things like move slowly. I think I got used to like just like rapid pace, and in real world sometimes things are just kind of like they take a while, or let's see. Yeah, I think that was kind of like the only thing, just I guess for me a surprise was that like in like some jobs like it was um a little bit like, I don't know, like the expectation wasn't like you just like you start rolling and rocking immediately from the get-go, which like when you have like a bunch of internships, like it kind of feels that way sometimes. You just kind of like you jump right in. So I was like, at first I was just like super surprised and felt like I wasn't doing enough.
Yeah, thank you. I
It's
think that
weird,
definitely,
but yeah.
it almost like relieves some stress of thinking you
Yeah.
have to go in and know everything.
Well, totally, because that was like a huge fear of mine when I was applying to jobs, like graduating. I'd look at these roles and I'd be like, oh, but like I didn't ever do a buying internship, so I can't apply to that one, or like things like that. And it turns out that there's such an emphasis on training once you actually get into a job that like it doesn't matter. I mean, like the experience that we have is so helpful, and I like still like 100% think everyone should have as many internships as possible and expose themselves to as many opportunities. Um, but it is funny because then I did go into it thinking that I was supposed to like know everything already, and I did not. So yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, so can you tell us about your current role now at Walmart and what a day in the life looks like? Of course, no 2 days look the same, but as close as you can get.
I mean, I'd say just for right now, a lot of it is just learning. And yeah, a lot of learning, honestly, about the business and keeping up with what's trending and working out ways to help us get there. Whether that's like internally communicating with these like large groups that we have, and different departments, and it's such a big company, so you really have to work to get so many different players aligned. Um, so like that, and then suppliers, getting them all on the same page also, and how we want to approach that relationship.
Great, that's so interesting. So our next question, again about your role at Walmart, could you tell us about your favorite part of the job?
Favorite part of the job, I think, right now for my new current one is, um, I think one of the things that I always liked, was kind of getting that 360 view of retail and seeing how everything is working together to create that synergistic moment. And I think right now, I'm getting to really do that and work with all different kinds of partners and teams and just learn about what they do and best practices. And it's just really humbling being at such a big company and seeing the talent that's there and what people have come up with and what they're working on. And then being able to contribute to that is like mind blowing. But yeah, I really love getting to work with everyone and see what we can do to chug forward.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. So, what were some obstacles you faced because of COVID-19 and how did you overcome them?
Okay, so I onboarded into a new job. So I actually had started applying for new jobs right before COVID. I was at a company that was acquired by an architecture firm, and I kind of saw that as being the direction that I was heading, and that wasn't necessarily like really where I wanted to be heading. So I started looking at retailers and doing interviews, and actually, like, sad but interesting is like I had two interviews the week before stay at home, and one of them the company actually went out of business, and it was like my friend, yeah. And then the other one was Walmart, and so I interviewed at the Walmart Jet office, and I started at Walmart after lockdown. Like I got an offer like a few weeks later, and so it's funny because I actually talked to another alum the other day who's moving out to Bentonville also with Walmart, and it's like we've both had this year just like so many weird job changes, or like for me, like I still have items left in the office that I was originally working at before stay at home, and like I've never gone to the Hoboken office. I'm now relocating to Arkansas. Like, it's just a funny, like, everyone is kind of like where they're like, everything is just like kind of scattered, but everyone's made it work, which has been really cool. So yeah, biggest change for me was like, I started at a new job then completely online in like the first weeks of stay at home. So it was like, everyone was just kind of like, oh my God, like you're here, like, let's get you rocking and rolling. And everyone was so helpful and got me all set up. And then we had like another transition. So now I'm in another new role where now literally everyone is like changing and whatever. So yeah, it's been a really funny year. I thought like for me, and then it turns out like now it's like literally everyone has just had constant change. So yeah, it's really, really changing work life.
Well, it's great to hear that you found a new role during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. So then kind of relating to that, so what's your advice to students who are job searching during the pandemic? Since so many internships and opportunities are canceled, what are some way that students can stand out during this time?
Oh, just keep trying. I mean, I've seen so many job openings because as much as people have lost jobs, new opportunities have become available. Um, I also, this is just like my thought process, but I think with so many people having been like stay at home and, on unemployment and whatever, there's going to be a lot of innovation that comes from that and startups. So I'd be open to just kind of random scrappy opportunities. That's kind of how I first started when I was at FIT and I did the internship program. I interned at a really, really scrappy startup, like 3-person operation. And that allowed me to just like really dive in and kind of like act as a business owner or like main contributor. And so that type of experience is so hands-on and just so helpful. And especially then, like, there's opportunity with that. If the company actually grows and takes off, like, that's something. But I just look out, even on Instagram, if there's little pages that you follow where you're like, I really like what they're doing, reach out and say, like, I'm a student at home, COVID, looking for things to do, and really love what you're doing and want to help out. And even if it's like some really random thing that you've never like thought to do before, try it out. It's always good to get the exposure and also that really hands-on experience.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
there are also still internship programs happening, so don't lose hope. There are like I think Macy's did virtual internships, and I've seen a lot of the big retailers figure out ways. Walmart, we had virtual internships this past summer, so keep applying, keep doing them. They just might look a little bit different.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's great advice, especially now that everything's virtual. It can get really discouraging, not seeing as many maybe in-person internships, but getting that hands-on experience can be beneficial.
Yeah.
So that kind of segues into our next question, which is, do you know of any opportunities for students or upcoming graduates at Walmart?
Okay, I should have done research into this in advance, but we are hiring. Definitely check out the pages. I know we've got openings for associate merchants. So something that I'd say with that is, like, for me personally, I always kind of separated the buying route as its own separate entity. And the thing that's really cool with Walmart is that buyers really have so much ownership over their categories and work hands-on with all the other teams like marketing, site merch, everything. And it's a really fun role to have, especially if you have an entrepreneurial mindset and are interested in trends and interested in where retail is going. So I'd say just check the site. There's a lot of opportunity. Also, if you just want to reach out to me, if there's something like specific that you're interested in, I'm happy to help connect if I can. But yeah, there's definitely lots of opportunities. So yeah.
Great. That's definitely good.
And then I can send the careers page afterward.
Sounds good. Okay. So then our last question for today, more of a fun one. Just what is your favorite book or show or podcast or anything of the sort you've enjoyed recently?
Okay, so for podcasts, I have to say the Sophia Amoruso series is really good. I was like flying. I actually just flew to Arkansas to look for apartments, and other perk for working for Walmart, like Arkansas apartments compared to New York City apartments, so much cheaper, so much more space, and pretty cool. Okay, but so best podcast is I kind of, it revitalized my interest in Sophia Amoruso's show. I think she picks a killer lineup of new and creative brands and topics on what they're doing that's just really interesting. And show was, what was it called? I have to mention it just because we blew through the whole thing. Nurse Ratched. What is it?
Yeah, Ratched.
Yeah, Ratched. It was so good.
Was it? I saw it. I was thinking about watching it, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay. Good to know.
Good. Seen some good Halloween costumes come of it also.
Really?
Yeah. I'll have to share them later.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today and for all the great advice. I don't know, Janila, if you had any other like last minute questions or comments.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.